back on Hawk Talk, and we're joined by Coach. Coach, it's been a while since we talked to you. Quite a few trips, miles under your belt. Just want to give some highlights of the first couple tournaments of the year.
Yeah, we went. First trip was to Fremont, Nebraska. Went to wrestle at the Viking Warrior Midland tournament. Then we went to Hastings on Nebraska. It's a good tournament for us as well. And since then, we also went to a Missouri Valley tournament, which is kind of like a mini nationals. That's about as close as we get to replicate in the national tournament. 28 really, really good teams, and minus maybe 3 or 4 top contenders. They're all there at that tournament. So.
Now, what were some of the things you liked on the mat seeing so far? Obviously, your guys' first experience wrestling, just kind of, like you say, it's a mini national, so getting going right with the best of them. Can you touch on some individual performances?
Yeah, we wrestled really well. We've been, wrestled pretty well at the Midland tournament. You're always going to have injuries in there. They wrestled well. Doing a great job, I think, of showing our conditioning and trusting our conditioning and wrestling 7 hard minutes, whether we're in the match or we're down a little or we're leading the match, we're chasing bonus points. I think we do a pretty good job of that. It's good to see that they're getting to that level. I think that we still have things to work on. Technique-wise, we have some strength to gain, but that's part of the process, making adjustments during the season, making the adjustments during the day, making adjustments in the middle of the match, and we're getting better at that, but that's definitely an area we focus on a lot. So.
Now, this upcoming weekend, it's a chance to avoid a lengthy bus trip and lots of very strong competition coming right here to Dickinson. You want to touch on first the duels on Friday?
Yeah, we wrestle at 5. We wrestle Montana State Northern. They're currently ranked number 2 in the country. And then we wrestle at 7. We wrestle against UGF. I see they moved down a little bit in the polls and the rankings, but trust me, that's a very, very talented team. And then we wrestle the Tyler Palmer tournament right here in our backyard, so that's nice that we get that opportunity. And we built it into the schedule to kind of push pretty hard, do some traveling to get some outside experience, and then have the chance to recoup a little bit staying at home. So should give us a chance to get healthy, still get some matches in, that kind of stuff. So 2 tough duels, should be a good tournament. Both those teams will be at the tournament. Some other teams will be there too. Jamestown will be there. Some of the local schools will send some small squads to Marion, Minot, but it'll be a good tournament. It'll be a good weekend.
What's the different dynamic that kind of comes into play when it's duels versus the tournaments? And is this the team's first duel upcoming?
Yeah, this will be the team's first duel. For this season, as far as that goes, obviously these guys know how duels work, but some of the differences are obviously wins are important when you're at a tournament or a duel. That doesn't matter. But knowing the difference between if you're getting majored or not getting majored, or getting a major versus not getting a major, those are bonus points. A win is worth 3 points, but a major is worth 4. A tech fall is worth 5. A pin is worth 6. So getting those bonus points is going to be really, really valid and important, especially against 2 great teams. It's going to be super important that we do a good job of getting those bonus points and not giving up those bonus points if we're in that situation. Hopefully we don't run into that situation too much. We know we've got a couple battle matches in there where we're seeing some 2 top kids wrestle against each other, so we know we're going to have that. But it'll be good to get that experience. Duels are a little different, and we're really focused obviously on the individual, but we really want to focus on getting that team win, so everybody pushing for each other, and that it's a different pace. Tournaments, it's kind of go, and you got your own warm-up time, and you got to kind of self-manage. The athletes have to self-manage a little bit, and then get some help from me right before the match. But with the duels, they got their team help and my help and that kind of stuff, pre-matches and stuff. So it's a little different pace.
Now, has there been any surprises? What's it been like? Taking over as head coach. Is there any interesting experiences so far? Or you handled it pretty well?
There's always surprises. There's always catches. There's always those little things that you didn't plan for on the trip, or that you thought we had figured out for the trip, and then that didn't work. And so or we get to an event and he's, got busted up in a warm up or a workout, and so we got to figure something out. But for the most part, it's been pretty smooth. With the kind of group that we have, they're very disciplined guys. They're very dedicated guys. They're self-sufficient. They take care of themselves, and so yeah, it's been pretty good.
All right, Coach. Well, plenty of opportunities to see some good wrestling this weekend. Hope we come out on top in both events. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Back on Hawk Talk now, joined by one of our wrestlers. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Taylor Hodell, and I'm a Dickinson State wrestler at 165 pounds.
Taylor, how's the season going for you so far?
Pretty good. Our team is off to a pretty good start. We finished 8th at the Missouri Valley Invite, and that was a pretty tough tournament. Got a couple guys wrestle above their level, and a couple guys win some matches they weren't supposed to. So feeling pretty confident about our team, and we're wrestling really well right now.
Being rather modest, someone in particular won at that tournament. Touch on that and how you were able to climb through the bracket.
I was started off pretty tough. Had a Grandview guy first match. Wrestled pretty tough. Ended up beating him. Gave up, I think, 2 takedowns and got near fall on me one time throughout the entire tournament. But the rest of the time went unscored and came out on top with the first place finish.
Now you guys have an interesting philosophy. Starting in the second semester with live action wrestling, the rest, first semester you're just practicing, doing drills, all that. Talk about that from a wrestler's perspective, how that kind of helps, hurts, what your feelings are on that.
A lot of other schools have talked to me about that, and they're kind of surprised that we only do the 1 semester wrestling, but I think it helps out a lot because it gives us a whole semester to just concentrate on getting good grades, getting our body in top performance shape, and losing a lot of body fat, because a lot of us come into the season and come back from summer and we're a little chunky. So
sure.
I think it helps out with our conditioning and our mental game as a whole.
You've been here 2 years now, so you had the opportunity to wrestle during Coach O'Donnell's last season. Now the transition into a new coach. You want to touch on that and how that has been different in the same in one?
It's actually been a big thing on my mind. It's kind of special having been there for Thad O'Donnell's last year. It's the end of a legacy. And being here for Coach Schleck's first year, which is the beginning of a new legacy. And I think it's all kind of just wrapped up in one big bundle of joy, It's kind of nice to be the beginning of Coach Schleck's career, be around the first All-Americans, the first national champions, guys that he'll talk about for the rest of his coaching career here. So I think it's nice to be a part of that, and it's also nice to have been there to see Thad O'Donnell in his last year, send him off. So.
And you're a California kid, right?
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about your kind of path to Dickinson and how you ended up here?
Actually, Thad O'Donnell came to, I wrestled for a junior college at Sac City, and I was an individual state champion, and we were team state champions. And Thad O'Donnell came to watch our team state championship, and was, I guess, impressed with my wrestling, and he recruited me, and this was my first choice, and ended up being the choice that I ended up coming to. So it's nice to be here, and kind of, nice to represent Thad O'Donnell in his last recruiting year.
Now you've had the opportunity to enjoy some lengthy bus rides. What's it like knowing you're going to have couple opportunities to wrestle here at home this upcoming weekend?
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to cut weight around friends and family, and not have to worry about running on a bus for 14 hours. I mean, sitting on that bus gets kind of cold on there, and you get stiff, and I'm sure you know how hard it is to get off a bus and just have the vigor and the drive to just want to go out and kick some ass. It takes a little while, but it's part of the sport, and we got to travel far to get good competition. So it is what it is. Got to do what we got to do.
Sure. Favorite memory from one of those trips? You're a little bit of a goofball. What's a good experience you can share with the folks behind the scenes?
We're pretty good about staying vigilant and staying driven, but I mean we have some pretty fun times in the hot tub, and we're always working out. I mean, work out 2 or 3 times a day. So, I mean, we're pretty goofy, but we keep it safe, and, probably not very many pranks I could care to put out on the public.
No problem.
But
no problem.
but we got some good ones out there.
All right.
Some good stories.
Good luck this weekend. Get a few. I don't know how many wins it would take to take care of business, but whatever it takes.
Thanks.
Thank you.